India has long been one of the fastest growing countries in the world, with a GDP growth rate of 5%, ranking only behind China. India is a vital country to invest in. My fellow senators, today we're discussing a topic that may very well affect U.S.'s future economy. I strongly urge you to pass this resolution. First of all, India's economy is booming, which will benefit the U.S. in the long term. In 1970, the GDP of India was $63.5 billion. Now, it's $1.84 trillion. According to MarketWatch.com, India is the 10th largest economy in the world based on market exchange rates. But based on purchasing power parity, India is the third largest economy in the world. One of the long-term potential of growing is demographics. India offers a young population. More than 50% of its population is under the age of 25. The impact of this argument is that U.S. will gain a lot of money if we invest in India. Next, there is an availability of diversified resources and cheap labor forces. There is a huge advantage every company gets by investing in India. This is the availability of diversified resources. India has many materials and technological resources. According to dx.doi.org, India is a vast country with oil reserve as well as mining and forests as well. Also in India, there is a very cheap labor force from every part of the country. There's an immense opportunity to set up business venture and location. A lot of labor is available at low cost. The impact of this argument is that it will be beneficial for U.S. businesses if we invest in India. Finally, India is open to foreign investment. Recently, the government of India has made the approval system for FDI much more easier and much more accessible. Now we won't have to go through that long process of applying for an investment. This has long hindered U.S.'s ability to invest in India. According to dna.india.org, India now has a much easier FDI approval system, and as a result has $100 billion knocking on its door. Senators, we need to invest in India. It will boost our economy and provide jobs. For these reasons and more, I urge you to pass this resolution. Thank you, and I'm now open to questions.
Okay, that speech was 2 minutes 51 seconds. Questioners? Senator Commissioner?
Senator, you said there are a lot of cheap resources there. What if the government doesn't allow for foreign investments to mine?
The government will allow. Recently, Prime Minister Modi came to the U.S. to look for an investment, so they will allow.
Senator Talat?
Senator, according to the Diplomat.com, which cites a research paper by former U.S. Treasury Lawrence Summers and Harvard economist Lance Pritchett, growth in Asia's billion-plus population giants of China and India is more likely to slow to a developed...
Shorter question, not a statement. What's the question?
Basically, the pace of growth in India is most likely to slow to a developed pace of 2% a year.
Next question. You should know better. You cannot have more than 2-sentence questions. Senator Shetty?
Don't you think that the poor people in India will have to be overcome first before you start anything else to invest in?
As I stated in my speech, India is growing at 5% a year, so its economy is going to surpass U.S. in 2050.
Senator, you said that the 50% of India's population is young people, but how will young people help U.S.'s...
We're looking at the future. If there's young people, then we can invest in them, and U.S. will gain a lot more money. It's one of the long-term potential of growing.
Senator, you mentioned there's a lot of proposal work effort that, like, Modi came in and promised us a lot of things. How do you respond to? Sometimes it's not about quality. How do you see that with all those population that we have? How do you get the maximum good quality out of it? Because recently, what we have seen is with overseas projects and offshore projects, we get the hiccups where the quality is getting impacted. How do you control the quality, and how do you control the security of it?
Well, as I said, India is growing, so its quality is going to grow. U.S. didn't start out. U.S. started out as what India is today. So if India keeps growing, India can get that quality that you mentioned.